Parliament in Kiev. He's making a point of showing Washington's support for the interim government. Mr. Kerry says helping Ukraine's economy is a priority for the US.
We are working closely and will continue to work closely with the IMF team and with international partners in order to develop an assistance package to help Ukraine restore financial stability in the short run and to be able to grow its economy in the long run.
My next guest is one of the politicians that Secretary Kerry met with today. He's Poroshenko, Ukraine's former foreign minister. He's also estimated to be, by Forbes, to be worth a good billion or two, thanks to his chocolate-making business. Tonight, Mr. Poroshenko, we're interested in your business acumen and your sort of hat as a leading businessman in Ukraine as much as anything else, because as we look at the economic situation in Ukraine, tell us tonight, sir, what does the country need most and what does it need immediately?
Thank you very much for the invitation. Today we have a very foggy weather and you cannot see the Maidan. But I think that the main and tremendous changes which was made in this country is just defined what we need now very urgently. The first and the most important thing is security. And I hear what you discuss now, and the security and danger of war and the fighting for peace and the security in Crimea is our top priority. And we think that this is very important, that exactly on this day, maybe one of the most difficult days in the Ukrainian history, we have today our American partners together with the Secretary Kerry. But point number two, the second important danger is the economy. And I think this is very important that we, as a country who are ready now to start up modernizing the country, to launching up the economy, who maybe within the next few days sign up memorandum for cooperation with the International Monetary Fund and World Bank.
Right.
Now we need just a pillow, just to make it softer, the reform, for the people, just not to lose the support of the people for the reform. And in that condition, the decision of the United States to support Ukrainian economy with the $1 billion and coordinated with the European Union decision for macro-financial support for 610 million euro is exactly the evidence that the friend in need is a friend indeed. So we can seriously improve the trust for the potential investor, not only by the financial injection, not only by the cooperation with IMF, but the very dramatic changes in the investment climate of Ukraine. And we need just two positions: security, stop the war, and the economic cooperation and economic reform.
How much money do you think, or how much money are you looking for? Last week the figure of 35 billion was being bandied about. The Polish Prime Minister says he doesn't think it'll be that much. What sort of number, if you had to put a number on it, would you say Ukraine needs?
Look, I'm a responsible politician and responsible economist, and I doubt that we can just do like that $35 billion. This is absolutely, I think, not very professional. I also think that the cooperation program with IMF, which would be very tailor-made and very severe and exact calculation, would be from $15 to $20 billion by several tranches, and it would come exactly at the time we need. The second position is just the international support in form of the EBRD, European Investment Bank, World Bank, and support from different countries. It's also bring additional $3 to $5 billion. I think that if we're launching up the reform, that would be perfectly enough. If it would be unexpected risks, including the operation in Crimea, including the embargo from Russia, including the dramatic rising up the price for the natural gas, and different other factors which we should include in the calculation of our balance of payment. even under that condition, Ukrainian economy, using the improvement and modernization, can demonstrate the growth.
Let me jump in here, if I may, briefly.
Sorry.
No, not at all, sir. Mr. Poroshenko, last night, John Lipsky, the former managing director of the IMF, deputy managing director, he said, Ukraine, we know what they need to do. They need to cut subsidies for fuel, they need to reform, there needs to be anti-corruption measures put in place, and there needs to be a restructuring of the economy. Now, you've been a business leader in Ukraine for many years. Are you and your fellow CEOs prepared to lead the way on those reforms?
All these reforms are a significant part of the memorandum for cooperation between Ukrainian government and IMF. And for sure, all these reforms would be an integral part of this program for cooperation. No doubt that we should build up the competitive economy. No doubt that this is the integral part of the investment climate. And the people are starting to change their country because they are not survive under this level of the corruption. So first of all, this reform should have a very transparent way of doing. This is have a very good information policy. And I think that without that reform, it would be impossible to build up the new economy of new Ukraine. That's true.
Mr. Poroshenko, thank you for joining us, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. We look forward to talking with you more about this in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
The markets and how